Introduction, Elio. He
Sì.
will talk about the individual renaissance today.
Sì.
So, thank you again, and I will leave the stage to you.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Coming from different worlds, let's try to gather together your spirit. Dove sono i professori? Ah, ecco. Ecco. E soltanto voi ci siete, tutti i professori che abbiamo.
No, non siamo soltanto noi.
Ce ne sono altri, sì. Don't be afraid of silence. Silence. Inner silence is very powerful. It is not meditation. Through meditation you get to sleep. But understanding. Silence brings understanding. As I said the last time, the slightest change in your being moves mountains in the world of events. The slightest change in your being moves mountains in the world of events. This is economics. Having and being. Most schools and universities know only about having, nothing about being. We are a school of being. Being is the world of causes. Having is the world of effects. Then inner states and outer events, inner vision and reality, what we call reality. The European School of Economics believes in being. Your state of being is the very cause of whatever you see and touch. Then a school of business will teach you how to make money. Good. Then financial power and love are one and the same thing. There is no distance between love and financial power. No school, no university can tell you this, because they know only about having. But you yourself are the very cause of whatever happens out there. Whatever. You are the very source of all and everything. You yourself, be very careful. Don't hide yourself in the crowd. You yourself are the builder, the creator, the dreamer, the doer of the reality you see and touch out there. You can possess only what you are responsible for. you can possess only what you are responsible for, not more, not less. Then you have what you are. Then we have to start from being, because you can have. You cannot start from having. And this is the error of all schools and universities. Then you are in good hands, I tell you. And you have to work on this, because you will see that your inner being will create your outer world. And you cannot expect any help from the world outside, not even a loan from the bank, if you are not responsible. Inner responsibility means that you are in charge of whatever is happening within yourself. Whatever. Your inner being can create prosperity, wealth. And wealth can never create any state of happiness or comfortability, easiness. Never. If you start with having, you will lose all and everything, because having brings with it chances. And by chances, you lose everything. You have to start with your inner will, which is something that is totally buried, totally hidden within yourself. And it will never come out, because all the teachings and the knowledge coming from outside will never let you unbury your inner will, which is the most important thing. We are, our inner will is completely asleep, dormant. And we never do anything because it can come out with all its power. Then we are just working on outer help and knowledge, which is something that will bring you astray and get lost. Sorry, I was distracted by some movement there, but I will come to the... Then the slightest change in your being will move mountains and project yourself as a giant in the world of events. The world of events and the inner states, your inner vision and reality, your dream and life. Then you have to turn towards yourself and understand that you yourself are the dreamer and the builder of whatever is happening out there. Then you will see that between vision and reality there is no distance, which is time. Time is the distance. We created the time to allow us to see what is impossible to see and touch, which is our inner being. We invented time to give a vision, to give visibility to what it is invisible within ourselves. Then you will see that time is just a projection. It's just a reflection of your inner being. like you to question what I'm saying. I'd like you to oppose to what I'm saying. And you will see that in all my conferences, I never find anybody that can contrast, oppose to what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is, what I'm saying belongs to you yourself. It is something that you have within yourself and never comes out. Then you will see that I can see that your attention is very, very strong. Just because I'm talking about you yourself, about something that you never touch all day long. And you will see that we think that we are living, but we are not living at all if we don't turn towards ourselves. Your inner being is a very life. Are you so interested in her, Joseph? Do you like to have some question? You know, at that moment you are saying, I do not agree with you. I'm sorry, I was talking to your friends.
No, I just need to touch something when I was saying.
You were so interested in her hair?
It's not like, it's a focus kind of thing.
Okay, thank you. And the world is as it is, because you are as you are. Remember this, and not vice versa. The world is as it is because you are as you are. If you find a war outside yourself, that very war is within yourself, not outside. You will never find yourself in any accident, in any trouble, in any difficulty, in any terror attack, if you, within yourself, are very aware of what is going on. Within yourself, you know, it's happening something that you are not aware of. And you will find something, you know, you will find yourself in something very uncomfortable in the outer world. And you never know how to find solutions or healing to that very thing. And everything comes from you and from within. If you realize this, all fears will disappear. And when fears are gone, everything goes right. When you stop dying within yourself, fears, doubts, worries, anxieties, when you stop dying within yourself, everything, the outer world, will reflect your life within. And you will see that your business, your family, your wealth, everything will grow exponentially. Your inner world commands, governs the outer world, and not vice versa. Then you spend all your life just identifying yourself with the outer world and never turn towards yourself. Never. And this is why you will fail. Spend most of your time, within. That doesn't mean spirituality. That means attention, awareness, self-awareness. And if you know what is happening within yourself, you will know why life is as it is. Please.
How can we interact with our inner selves? How can this be done?
Interact with our inner self?
Yes, how can we become aware of what's going on?
Nobody better than you can know this. I mean, you are in that body. You yourself, you yourself know very well what is going on within yourself. Just pay a little attention, and you will see that you are sometimes, most of the time, worried or in fear. If you just pay attention to that, you will solve all the problems outside yourself. Just aware of it. You shouldn't find any solution to that inner state. You have just to observe it. Self-observation is the solution. You have a problem with the bank. You are hoping that the bank will give you that loan that is very, very important for your company, your enterprise. And you will see that you spend all your time expecting, hoping, desiring, and that is the most negative way to receive something from the outer world. Because the outer world depends upon you, and not vice versa. Then to have that loan, you have to be free within yourself, free from all that is happening within yourself, worries, fears, and etc., doubts. If you get free of all that, you will see that the banks say yes.
So we need to look at the negative consequences of not getting the loan and understanding that you don't have fear of that happening. That will not affect
you. Have to feel the fear within yourself, but to observe it, not to get rid of it. Do you understand? You have to observe it, that you are aware of the fact that you are in fear. Okay? Just be aware of it. If you are aware of it, the solution comes. It's very easy, but very difficult.
But the fear stays. I look at it, I'm aware of it, but I still am fearful.
Yes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the fact that you are still in fear. You cannot eliminate, you cannot get rid of it. You can only observe it. If you are able to observe it, to be aware of it, the solution comes. Because if you are aware of it, you will see that awareness is light, and fear is a shadow within yourself. If you come with the awareness, sooner or later, just a few minutes of awareness, and you will see that within yourself, that fear will dissolve, and solution comes. We don't do that. When we are in fear, we are trying to avoid it, to escape, to go to dance, to have a run, or to try to avoid that. You have to be there. Close yourself in a room, eliminate all form of communication with the world, and stay there within yourself with your fear. Just stay there, and you will see that you find solution. Because states and events are one and the same thing. Vision and reality are one and the same thing. There is no distance. Distance is time, is something that we invented. then if you are able to intervene on your inner states, you will see the events changing. We never do this, because we believe that we have to intervene on the outer world, and that is the most stupidity. And the entire humanity is identified with the outer world, and never, try to consider the inner world, because we believe that the inner world is non-existent at all. The inner world is the very cause of whatever you touch and see outside yourself. That is my experience, is what I discovered in my life. I went through music. I was a rock star. I made lots of money. I was famous. And I was not able to change a needle in the outer world. Yeah, I had many fans, many people following. I entered into the business. I created hotels for people who do not love to be in hotels. Very unconventional. I created an education, far away from all the schools and universities, to try to change the outer world. It's impossible. You can change the outer world through yourself. You yourself. And if you just touch that fear within yourself, you try to chase it, you will see that you will never grasp it. Never. Because fear is non-existent. Doubt is non-existent. We are all hypnotized. Coming from the outer world, and we are just identified with all the horrors and media and knowledge coming from outside, and we forget that we are the source, the very source of whatever is happening out there. If you find yourself in a war, because that war is within yourself. Otherwise it's impossible. If you find yourself in an accident, that accident is within yourself, otherwise it cannot happen. Whatever happens out there, please follow me. Whatever happens out there has to have your inner consent to happen. Whatever happens out there has to have your inner consent, your inner approval to happen. Otherwise it cannot happen. Then if you find an accident, if you find death out there, it's because that death is first within yourself. Then if you are aware of yourself, you will see that you will never allow, any death within yourself. Because you are present, you are watching, you are observing, you are aware of what is happening. And that awareness will solve all the problems that you can see outside yourself. Are you agreeing? Some questions, please. Just fight what I'm saying, challenge what I'm saying. But you will see that this belongs to you. You yourself know very well what I'm talking about. It happened in my life that I was attacked by giants, attacked by companies that you could never find a solution. You could never, fight something so big, so strong, coming from outside. And yet, if you turn towards yourself, you will see that that giant depends upon you. You yourself, individual. There is nothing outside yourself that can be bigger, greater than you. Nothing. Only when you give up the world outside yourself, like the creature of the Dr. Frankenstein, will kill you. It is your creature. The world is your creature. You create it in this very instant, the world. And it is not the opposite. It's not vice versa. You are the doer, the creator of the reality outside yourself. And you are responsible for that. Why? Because you have to be aware of yourself. And you will see that when you are conscious of whatever happens within yourself, the world is in harmony and in peace. You are the creator. Remember this. You yourself, not yourselves. You yourself are the creator of the world that you will live in, or what you are living in. Please, some questions. Yes?
When you say, turn to yourself and listen to your mind never stops talking, and sometimes it doesn't say positive things to you.
Yeah.
And you can't stop thinking because brain
Very
doesn't
good.
stop. And how can you stop that thought?
You shouldn't stop it. You shouldn't stop it. This is, what they teach you in meditation classes and all that. You will try all your life to stop your thinking. You will never succeed. Never. Leave it to go on. You have to be aware of yourself. Thinking is not yourself. You are identified with the thinking and the feeling, but that identification is the trouble. You should just watch it. You are thinking, just observe it. You thinking. Observe you feeling. Then if you observe it, it means that there is an observer and the observed. Your thinking becomes the observed, and it belongs to lower part. The observer belongs to a higher part of yourself. If you observe it, you are God for your thinking and feeling. And you will see that you will leave them to go on, but they will never touch you. Then become the observer. That is very, very difficult because we think to observe, but we are not observing. If you observe, you have the solution to all and everything. I am going, from Florence I will go to Milan, then to Rome, and Istanbul, then London, whatever. And I am, my speech is about the inner economy, the answer to all and everything, the inner economy. And you have to turn towards yourself and see that the real economy is within you, not outside. The economists and businessmen talk about the finance and economics. They do not know anything about it. The real economy is within yourself. If you turn towards yourself, you will see that, if you find, confusion, chaos outside yourself, it's because they are reflecting you yourself in confusion and chaos. Sorry, there was, yeah.
But karma cannot be excluded from this process.
Karma?
Yes, because if you have to leave something from what you did in your past lives, for example,
Yeah.
you cannot exclude that. Because what you're living, yes, it's a consequence of your inner state and your inner being, but it's also a consequence of what you did and what you need to leave and to rebuild, let's say, to fix. So that's why also you're living that thing, not only because you're directly creating it by feeling fear and other feelings, but also because you need to live it. Am I right on this, what I'm saying?
You see, you are talking about something that you read on books. Can you be so sure that you had previous lives before and you will have other lives? It's just a way to justify your ignorance. There is no karma. There is only this very moment. In this very instant, you are creating all your karma and all your future, all your past and all your history and all your memory and imagination and destiny. In this very moment contains all times and times that you believe existing in the past and in the future. This very instant is the only time. If you, in this very moment, just turn towards yourself, and you will see that the entire world is living what you are living. The entire world, the entire universe is living what you are living right now. And you see the attention in each of us? I don't think that our professors have such an attention from the students. Just because I'm talking about you yourself. You yourself, not about the others. The others are just an extension of you yourself. The others depend upon you. Always, please.
I have a question regarding to how you said only like the obstacles we face are from our inner acceptance to allow it to happen. But sometimes when you go through something, when you look back onto it in perspective, you realize that it was a lesson. So do you believe that sometimes the things that we face happen to us in order to take us to lead us along our path, or also to teach us a lesson that we will only appreciate later on?
Yes, this is a good way to face things. An error, or what you think an error, could teach you something. Probably you will never, fall in the same error. But you see, your questions are concerned always about, time. If I did, if I was, and what will happen. We are not used to live in the instant, in the very moment, which is the source of whatever is happening. From this moment, this very moment, whatever you feel and whatever you are in this very moment, will spread out. It's spreading out in all directions. Then this moment is the time, is the moment where you can build whatever you want. Not in time. In time, whatever you believe to create will fail. will be a failure. You cannot build, create in time. You can create only in this very moment. Then this is why I'm telling you, be very aware of this very instant. Because in this very moment you can create your health, wealth, prosperity, success, victory. And not in tomorrow or after tomorrow. This very moment is the moment. I don't know if I answer your questions. Were you talking about, that you can learn from errors?
I think more in the sense that, especially as like students in university, you build your foundation now for the future. So you constantly have a cycle of saying the work I'm doing is for the future, but you don't know what the future holds, and you say to live in the present. So it's kind of, you can be very good in the present, but very bad in the future, even in terms of maybe in business, you can be very good now, but you
Can be successful or not.
Yes, you cannot foresee, and even in the same way, you can be not successful now, but in the future, be successful. So there's
that is a way.
Fear.
Yeah, that is a way of like to live by chances. I don't suggest this because the chances, chances. Sooner or later, you will find a failure in your life. Whatever you are, you believe to become, to be, you can be only in this very moment. In this very moment, you can succeed. If you succeed within yourself, success means that you are aware of what is going on within yourself. It doesn't matter if you are living in the hell within yourself. If you are aware of it, you are safe. And the world, and you will find success and victory outside yourself without any effort. This moment is the moment, is where you can build your life. And there is no other moment. There is only this one. Then this moment, you should pay all your attention to this very moment. And you see, just turn towards yourself and you will see, are you worried in this moment? Are you in fear in this very moment? And you will see that nothing outside yourself is in fear or in doubt. But if we turn on the television and they say, oh, in Iran they are killing each other, or in Israel, or in Libya, that is not true for a person who has arrived to that integrity, to that timelessness. Can you understand this? Timelessness, not in time. Media and news and whatever comes from outside is false for a man of integrity. Can hypnotize normal individuals, normal people, ordinary people, but a person of integrity, a man, a woman of integrity, will never be hypnotized by any news outside yourself. And then you can say, but then that war is not happening. For me, it's not happening, and it will never happen. And if you find yourself in that war, it cannot happen to me, because I don't have the war inside myself. I don't have any conflict within myself. And then it's totally impossible that you can find yourself in a war. Then this is what I am suggesting you. Just turn towards yourself and see whatever is happening within yourself, a war, a conflict, worries, or whatever, just be aware of it, and you will be safe. And whatever is in touch with you, whatever is whatever is in touch with you and belong to you, parents, relatives, friends, business, will be safe if you are safe. Then don't worry about the others. Worry about yourself. This is what I can suggest you. This is what I'm living. And you can say you are a person without compassion or without any feeling for the others. No, I am very much concerned about the others. But by, taking care about myself, within myself. This is the way how you can manage and govern the others. By governing yourself. Yes, some other question? Are you tired? Listening? È ora di mangiare, no? Non è ancora, allora potete stare un altro poco. Some other question? Very aggressive questions? Ferocious? Yeah, you can say, I didn't understand this. I don't understand what you're saying. Like the karma, great student. It's.
So we need to exclude also God from our lives.
Sorry?
Exclude God.
You are God.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yes, you are.
Are going to become gods.
No. Becoming is time. Be careful. Becoming is time. You are God. You are God, but you are a forgetful God. You forgot your very nature.
But in this case, how do we connect science with spirituality, which is this? I mean, if we imply all the dimensions that there are in science, there could be many, it can be 11, let's say, which 4 we know, they comprehend time, which time is a dimension in itself. This implies that a God could exist, and for science, and therefore that we can become gods through time, okay, with developing the self-being.
You cannot become God through time. It's impossible. Whatever belongs to time, whatever time governs is false. Whatever is in time is false. Only what in this very moment you can find the real. It's impossible. Then you are, I want to come back to what you were saying, that we are God. You are God. But un Dio in amnesia, un Dio che ha dimenticato, is a forgetful God. If you just leave all the knowledge that is coming to you through books and spirituality and all those things, you will remain naked of all knowledge coming from outside, and you will see that the real knowledge will come from within. And it is not through meditation or believing that time is a dimension, all those things. We all read these things on books, and we have to just to give up books, because you can find the real knowledge within yourself. Socrates was saying, know yourself. I'm saying, know what you are not. Try to understand this. Know what you are not. And that is much more interesting. Because only when you eliminate all the stratifications and layers of what you are not, you will touch something real. You can say, I am this. But now you are just a sort of a consequence of whatever you have read, or whatever they taught you, whatever, teachers and professors or the environment or your parents, they taught you something. And then you are talking about something that is not you, but what you are not. This is very, very important. Then you will discover that 99% of you, what you call you yourself, is just what you are not. Then it's not difficult to eliminate all these layers. Okay? Some other question, please? I can see that you are tired. Please.
So whatever is happening in the outer world is a reflection of what's happening
Yes.
in the inner world,
Yes.
right? But let's take an example, a terrible example, coronavirus, right?
Yes.
Terrible
Yeah.
event. That means that something very bad is happening within myself, if that happens, correct? According to what you're saying.
No, it means that you are a victim of a lie. You are a victim of a lie. You want to be victim of a lie, di una bugia. Tu sei vittima di una bugia. Arriva una bugia dal mondo e tu ne vuoi essere vittima. Ma quella bugia, come dicevi, that lie is a projection of yourself. You want to believe that something outside yourself can kill you. And you will be killed by something outside yourself. Just because you believe that, you depend upon the external world. You depend upon the outer world. You have to stop believing that. And you have to start from within and believing that you are believing. To be aware of the fact that all comes from within. All comes from within. And nothing is external. This is very, very important if you want to govern the others and the world. You have to come from within. From within, if you realize this, all fears will disappear. And when fears will disappear, when fears will be eliminated, everything goes right. Speak about your personal experience. You are a businessman, He's one of our students, one of the best students we have had at the European School of Economics.
I don't know if that's true.
No, it's one of the best because he, in the end of the third year, he had a beautiful adventure with another colleague of his, and they traveled from North Europe.
From Florence to Singapore.
From
Florence to Singapore.
Florence to Singapore, in a car, was a SUV, the Range Rover or Land Rover, and they went through many very, very dangerous adventures where there were conflicts and wars, and they survived. They survived, and it was a great adventure. It was beautiful for the entire European School of Economics. And now he's in the business, and he's asking in this moment, how can I can find money for all the ideas that I got, and I tell you, money is an inner matter. This is my experience, and I tell you because I made money. I am a builder of money, and this means because I am very much aware within myself, And I have had many antagonists in my life, very ferocious antagonists. And I won, always, because the individual, the indivisible individual will win all battles, always. But you have to be an individual, that means indivisible, integrated. That is very, very, very important, you know. And then the antagonist, one day we will talk about it. The antagonist is very, very important. The antagonist measures you. The antagonist makes you, you know, grow and to evolve and to develop. Without the antagonist, we are nothing. We are nobody. Then you have to have an antagonist that appears as stronger and greater and more ferocious than what you are. And you will see that through that antagonist you will become greater. You will enter into dimensions that will be inaccessible to others. The antagonist. Never fear the antagonist. The antagonist is your creature. You invent the antagonist because you can step on it and go beyond. Without the antagonist, you cannot reach any goal. This is why I was so happy about your adventures, because that was, you know, looked like beyond your strength and beyond your efforts, but that was not, because you were successful. And it was very dangerous, and I loved it. And you will find this in your life. I am sure you will find this in your life, in your business. You know, because moments, very difficult moments will come. And you can only lean on yourself. There is no help coming from outside. There is no help coming from outside. Please, other questions? Giovani, ma io vi voglio svegli qua. Svegli, please.
I'm just trying to understand what you said to here. So you said that, like the coronavirus, for example, that could be a lie, right? So are you saying that if I, for example, get sick, and I believe that to be a lie, would that actually make my sickness disappear?
No, it's believing is I use the believing just to let you understand, but you know, it's if you get sick, you have to see what is the very cause of that, and it is not because some virus came from outside and made you sick. It is because you were distracted within yourself. And we are distracted, I mean, you know, out of attention, 24 hours a day. We are dying within ourselves 24 hours a day. Then I mean, it's easy to get sick or to die, because we are always outside. We are never present within ourselves. If you are present within yourself, if you are aware of yourself, you cannot get sick. Then if something touches you as a virus or something, just turn towards yourself and you will see that very attention, that self-observation will get you healed. That is a lie. The virus is a lie. Any sickness is a lie. Whatever comes from outside is a lie. we all are victims of lies. Please.
You say the things you see on TV are false if you turn to yourself.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
You said all the things you see on TV are false
Yes.
if you turn into yourself. But for example, if I was a kid in Syria, and now there's a word.
If you see, you start with if.
I know, but
Tell me about your life. Tell me about your life. If you will never find yourself in Syria,
but
because you are telling me a lie. I cannot answer someone who's telling me if. Do you understand?
Yes, I am.
It's important. Tell me something about about you. About yourself. I told you last time that lady in Greece said. I read your book. She said, "I read your book, and I am very much. I am very much agree. I agree with you a lot, but why a child of 2 years old, my child, 2 years old, died? I mean, which is her fault? I mean, there is something wrong. There is something unjust that is happening to a little girl. She's 2 years old. And I said, can you tell me about your life and your relationship with your husband? She said it was the hell. I mean, she answered. I mean, if you live the hell within yourself and with all the people around you, because your hell is producing hell in the outer world. I mean, your child dies because you are dying within yourself. Otherwise, it cannot happen. It cannot happen. If you listen to me, you will become rich, successful, glorious. But if you listen to the world and believing that the world is the truth, you are lost. You will get lost. Turn towards yourself. You are the solution. Nobody else. You yourself. Then you cannot blame anybody, anybody. You cannot complain. You cannot justify yourself. Everything is up to you. And if everything is up to you, you are safe. And you are, no sickness, no troubles, no difficulties, no accidents, no death can happen to you.
So the solution is to always be positive, no?
No.
No.
No. No, be positive is very, very boring. Very, very boring. No, I am not talking about the positive. I am saying, be negative, but aware of being negative. From your question, I can guess something that how can we deal with the world when it's something very very aggressive and attack coming from the world, which should be our attitude towards this thing. You have to remain intact within yourself and fight outside yourself. Whatever happens outside yourself that will attack you, you have to fight it, but within yourself you have to remain intact. Do you understand intact? One, united, inside. That is the most difficult thing, because you have to act aggressiveness, act as an actor. Aggressiveness, violence outside yourself, and remain intact within yourself. It's the most difficult thing, you know. Because in the world, if you are going to become an entrepreneur, you will find, you know, antagonists, and you have to fight, and you will have challenges you have to deal with. And you have to fight as an entrepreneur, as a warrior outside yourself, but within yourself you have to remain integrated, one. And you can be one within yourself when you know, go through, you know, all the fears and doubts and all the negative emotions and feelings within yourself and observing them. Self-observation is self-correction, and you will be liberated, you will be free of all those things, and you will become one. And you will see that outside yourself you have to act as an actor, whatever happens. You will be a father, you will be a husband, you will be a son, or whatever you are, you have to act. Within yourself, you have to remain one. Without any scar, without any wound, within yourself. If you feel, hey, to hate someone, that you are self-sabotaging, you are sabotaging yourself. You are not doing any damage to the other person or to the other thing. You are doing damages to yourself. Then you have to remain intact within yourself, and outside yourself you have to act as an actor, as an actress. This is very, very difficult. And you will see that is the way how to succeed, how to win all the battles that you will find on your way. Yeah.
I have one last question. How can we explain all those people who are successful but are clearly not aware of themselves and strongly don't believe on this philosophy of spirituality?
Why should you explain to the others? Why? I mean, if you are successful, why?
Let's say,
Sorry?
not explain, just how can I understand how they are successful while not respecting this rule, this law?
I didn't understand the question, sorry.
So, how, I don't have another way to say it, like, how do we understand how all those people who are successful in the world, okay, enterprises, politics or whatever, if they are not relying on this philosophy and they are not relying on this law?
Because they were successful by chance, and by chance they will lose everything. I mean, try to see the story of people like John Lennon, Jobs. You know, they were very successful people, but they were led by chance.
Okay, right.
Do you understand this? That's good. But by chance you will lose. You cannot die at 50 years old. You cannot die at 50 years old. Someone comes with a gun and shoot you. It's impossible. You have to do, you know, that very thing, you have to dream it. You have to visualize within yourself. Otherwise it cannot happen. Then you yourself are the victim and the one who is victimizing you. You yourself are both. This is interesting to understand. Then you know, Kennedy.
Yes.
You say, but that was a conspiracy or whatever. If you go through his life and Versace's life and whatever, you will see that there were, there was something, that they were sabotaging themselves within, worries, fears. They were all in fear. And the fear is the very cause of whatever you are afraid of. Do you understand this? Fear is the very cause of what you are afraid of. Then first comes fear, and then the object and the person that will justify your fear. Then eliminate fear through self-observation, and you will see that there is nothing that can attack you.
Do you think there comes a moment when you turn to yourself, like a breakdown or like a miracle or something? Because, for example, for my life, I tried a lot to challenge my life because I didn't love the way I was living. And I really tried for 3-4 times. And last time I managed to do it, but I don't know why before I couldn't do it. And now it just happened. I can understand what you're saying actually, I feel it inside, but before I didn't.
Yeah. And now you know how?
Actually, I don't know, I feel. It's not about knowing, I think. I just feel it inside me. But before I couldn't do it, and I don't know why now it was the time that I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because in this very moment, you are turning towards yourself, and something happened that will give you the answer to all your questions. In this moment, we are the solution. All of us, in this moment, is the solution. We are not anymore the problems. That's why we don't have questions. You see, please, questions, but we don't have questions. We have only answers. We are the answer. Can you live in this as you are right now, next 24 hours? It will be impossible. Outside of this room, you will fall in what you were just 1 hour ago. Because, it's about forgetfulness. We can call forgetfulness. If you remember, put the members together. If you gather yourself and you are present to yourself, nothing negative, disaster can happen to you. Never. Professore, ho preso il suo posto. Io non sono un professore, io ve lo dico. Io sono il fondatore della scuola. Volevo fondare una scuola che fosse completamente diversa. Non c'è niente da fare. Vuole essere una business school. Ok, apparently it's a business school, but if you want to know more about it, then you will come closer and closer to me. But you have to do it, with your will, to be, willing to go closer and closer to the very principles which created this school. This school was attacked ferociously, aggressively by the Italian state because it was too much successful. We had 3,000 students in a couple of years when I came here in Italy from England, and the Italian state couldn't allow a British school having so much success because it was something that could destroy the entire system. And they attacked me. You know, here there is people, there is my son, there is people who were witnesses to those attacks. And you know, I brought the Italian state with all its power in Europe, and I won. And I won. There is nothing that can be outside yourself stronger, greater than you. Nothing. Only if you give up. And you will see, give up it means that you believe that the world outside yourself is greater than you. And that then you destroy yourself. Sta entrando? No, onorevole.
I wait. Yeah.
Senti il silenzio, onorevole.
But you said when we started the silence. Not
Silence,
the
of course. Don't be afraid of silence. Qualche domanda dai professori?
Can you tell us more about integrity?
Integrity is an inner matter, like everything, you know. Integrity is an inner matter. Integrity belongs to you. Integrity, you cannot achieve integrity, because integrity belongs to you. It's something that you forgot about integrity. Then we, you know, created the layers and layers of stupidities, layers and layers that coming from outside, which is always us, ourselves. But we believed that something could come from outside, and then we became victims of something that we ourselves are projecting. Then we are victims of our projection. We have to come back, turn back to ourselves and see that integrity belongs to you. It's an innate state of being, innate. And then you should conquer integrity, because you yourself are integrity. But we forgot. This is very, very important. And we have to remember and remember, to understand that through self-remembering we can get closer and closer to what we really are. You know, this day, this evening, will remain for you forever. Forever. You will never apply what I'm saying. because the word is too juicy and tricky. It will take you somewhere else. But this is what you should return in your life. Again and again, again and again, until one day you will be permanently in a state of integrity. Permanently. And then you will govern the world. Thank you, Giovanni.
Shall we take a picture all together? Okay,
facciamo una fotografia, via. Grazie.
Togliete le righe.
Dobbiamo occupare tutto questo spazio, se non mi sbaglio, eh?
Sì.